Hey guys, welcome back to another video where we're actually going to do something different. We're going to do a sermon. Well, because, God tells us to do His work. So basically what I'm going to do is I am going to do a little sermon. So, every Saturday I'm going to do something like this. Do a little preaching sermon. I know it's Sunday, but yeah, I was kind of busy yesterday, like, because, well, here's what happened. I went to a church car wash, and yeah, I was too tired to do anything when I came back home. So yeah, but now I was too tired to remember and stuff. So but I'm back, and now it is time to do the sermon. So we're gonna start off going through Genesis 1:1 to the end of Revelation. Um, I'm just gonna do Genesis 1 at first, and then I am going to go to the next one. What is this? How do you... There are only 31 verses in 1:1. Let me check that real quick. Sorry guys, I gotta check it. Let me make sure of that. Genesis 1. Yep, 31 verses. So, you'll see how I'll do it. So here we go. Let's start this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So, before the world was made, well, God made the world, basically. There's not really much to say about that verse. Genesis 1:2. Um, the earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. So, the earth didn't exist. It was basically just a big black hole or something. That's what I guess. Um, it was just void, kind of like Minecraft void, if you guys know that. Um, if you guys don't know what the Minecraft void is, I'm going to show you Minecraft void. Oh my gosh. That is the void right there. This thing right here. Look in this video right here. Look into through the bedrock. Look at that. That is the void. It's basically nothingness and just a whole bunch of weird creepiness. There's really no way. It's basically the lack of existence. So yeah. Anyway, back to Blue Letter Bible. Yeah. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Wait, oh wait, and the darkness was on the face of the deep, so basically darkness was everywhere. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Now, this is Old English, because it's New King James Version. So, let's try to... Is there any NIV? Oh. Oops. So, I guess waters, like, maybe there was... How am I gonna do this? Because the Bible is all true. Because God's proved it to us. What have I done? Oops. So I guess waters also had nothingness, to be fair. Because water, the ocean was created on day 2. So pretty much, yeah. I guess water is also I guess water is meant nothingness in the past. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. So this is basically the creation of light. So before the sun was made, because the sun was made on day 4, God decided to make a temporary light source so the plants could still live. So that's why God made random light. And God saw the light and that it was good. God divided the light from the darkness because um I don't even know what light mixed with darkness is. Twilight, I guess? Like the Twilight Forest mod? Partly dark, partly. Oh, I mean, that would just be weird. So God was smart and decided to make it separated because light is. This is basically God creating logic right here, because if there's light, darkness is the absence of light, and if light and darkness are separated, that makes a lot of sense because darkness is literally the absence of light. It's basically no light. So that's God creating logic right there. God indeed created logic. And he also gave humans that logic, his logic that he made, so it would be, so everything would make sense to them. I mean, could you imagine if something else there was something else was logic, if like logic wasn't really what it is right now? That's not. I mean, God. That's not really good, and God decided to do the best type of logic that they could even have. Okay. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. So that is God naming um, the light and the darkness. The time of light is day, and the time of darkness is night. That's what God did. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." I guess before the earth was made, because it starts at Genesis 1:1, maybe before, chronologically, before Genesis 1:1, there was a few water molecules or something, like God decided to test it out. So maybe, yeah, that's probably what it is. Cause so he basically put logic to the water too, and he made it the ocean. God made the firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. You know what, guys? I'm not the best pastor. I'm not even a pastor at all. So, yeah, get God to tell you what this means, cause I don't, I can't tell you. I have no idea. The waters from the waters. I have no idea. Maybe dividing fresh water from salt water? Could be it. I'm not sure, though. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Thus, God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. Firmament, and that was so. Oh, so the next verse basically explains it. I don't know what firmament means, but I think it means. Like, there was no earth yet. There was no ground. It was just a big water ball. Firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. Wait, is firmament air? Is firmament air? Oh, I get it. The atmosphere is it's taking the water, fresh water, up into the atmosphere and keeping it there. So basically, before Noah's flood, there was no rain. So that was how God fed all the plants water. Now I get this. Okay. Just got to think about this a little bit. Because there was no rain before the flood. No water cycle. Yeah, there we go. And all these evolutionists try to make something bogus. Wow. And man, these people got a lot of people to believe it. Ah, Darwin, Darwin, Darwin. Beating time. Thus God made the firmament, and were under the firmament of the waters, which were above the firmament, and it was so. So I think firmament means air. And God called the firmament heaven, so the evening and the morning were the second day. Well, no, never mind. I think if the firmament's heaven, so I guess he called the water vapor in the sky firmament, and he called the firmament heaven. So, because in space they call like objects in space heavenly bodies. So up in the air is heaven, is another whatchamacallit description for, what is it? That's not it either. Another definition for heaven, the word heaven. And so the evening and the morning were the second day. So evening to morning is the day. Wait, what? Okay, yeah, that's something I can't really explain either. Well, I can explain, but I don't, if I understood what it even meant. I'm not the best pastor, but I'm getting the word out. That's the important thing. God, use me. Then God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together in the one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. So I get that was when he made the ocean come together. Like he brought land up after he kind of pushed the ocean into one little area, like away from where he was gonna put the land. There we go. Nice thinking, God. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw it was good. So basically, he's naming everything again, because to know what he's talking about, you gotta name stuff. Like, say, if I'm talking about Minecraft, if I just say some random thing that's not the name of Minecraft, you really just won't understand me. But if I say Minecraft, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, unless you don't know what Minecraft is. So that's pretty much it for that. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it was so. So, that is when he made the plants on the third day. He made, and all the different, including he made grass, and then he made the herb, which is all the stuff that basically on most of the plants, and then the fruit that yields the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind. Because what if an apple tree made oranges? That would just be weird and messed up. So God is then, because he knew people were going to try to make this evolution stuff, and he just did that to disprove it. Bravo, God. Nothing can evolve. And the fruit tree yields fruit. Makes sense. Whose seed is in itself, like seeds in the fruit, on the earth. And it was so. He just says, just do it. World, come together. It just does it. It just does it. God's almighty. And the earth brought forth grass that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is and itself is according to its kind. And God saw it was good. So basically, He said it in verse 11, and verse 12, it happened. Genesis 1:13. So the evening and the morning were the third day. Genesis 1:14. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them for signs and seasons and for days and years." Lights in the firmament of heaven. So I guess there used to be water vapor in space. Because everything is perfect, so we had to put limits to the logic at first, so everything would still be perfect. So if they ever got to space, then they wouldn't die. So that's what that means. That's how I can. I mean, guess that's basically how, because the Bible doesn't lie, so it had to be something like that. There be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be signs for seasons and for days and years. So God is basically putting them. I mean, what are the chances that this would be like that someone would randomly make years and time and stuff, and then be able to be right on with the sun and the stars and the moon, because people used to use that for time. With the sun's position, they could tell what time it is and where they're going. They used to be able to use the sun to be able to tell which way to go, kind of like a compass. So, I mean, what are the chances of that? It just proves God's word is true. I mean, it's only Genesis, what is it, 14, and for goodness sake, it's already proven the Bible true. Jeez. I don't know why these people doubt God. So, and then God, that is when God let the sun and the moon, because the moon reflects the sun's light, that they made the moon so for the ocean's tides, and so it wouldn't like be completely dark. Well, He made stars, but the moon does a great deal of the light at nighttime, because it would be like pitch black if it wasn't for that moon. And the sun is basically took over for the random light that He made in on the first day. So when logic completely went in, when the fall happened. Now remember, this is just a theory of mine, but I do know for 100% sure that this is all true from at least a certain point of view. At least one. So I may not have that view, maybe you guys do, and and maybe you don't have any of these views. So it's kind of that's why there's been so much controversy in the Bible with people arguing back and forth. So a little bit of a problem that people have, but just what happens. And I'm sorry guys if I'm not the best pastor. This is my first time. This is my first preaching. I mean, I'm just getting the word out. Alright then. And let them be for lights in the firmament of heavens to give light on the earth. Okay, my theory is proven by the next verse. Perfect. And then God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, and made the stars also. My gosh! Verse after verse, it just proves my theories. Or, not really theories, just explanations. I mean, I'm not very good with the right word. Like, like I'm trying to find the right word. I'm not very good at that, so I'm really sorry, guys. Anyway, it proves my I forgot the word I just used. Man, guys, if it wasn't for God, my sermons would be completely useless. Thank the Lord that He exists and helps me. I'm just a vessel, guys. I'm nothing big. And let them be lights. Affirmative. Wait, where was I? I can't even keep my place. I'm so stupid. Thank the Lord that He exists. God set them in the firmament of heaven to give life on the earth, and to rule over the day, verse 18, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Everything God made is good. So the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Genesis, which was verse 19. Verse 20, then God said, let the waters abound in abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament of the heavens. Excuse me. Let the waters abound in abundance of living creatures. So, birds and anything that else can fly, such as a fly, and including stuff like fish, anything that you would find in the sea or in the waters, salmon, lamprey, bull shark, you name it. None of these, and by the way, none of these ate other creatures because it was good. It was good. Everything God made was good. Nothing. No, there was no pain, no suffering yet. Let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament of heavens. So God created, verse 21. So God created sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which waters abounded according to their kind. According to their kind, no evolution, just same creature. And every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Good, still good. Everything was good before the fall. I'll get to that in another sermon because everything's good in Genesis 1. Pretty much, it's just perfect. Anyway, where was I? I keep losing my place. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas. Let the birds multiply on the earth. So that being fruitful means I'm gonna try to do this in a kid-friendly way. Have babies. That's what it means. Have babies. Make more birds. Make more sea creatures. Make more flying creatures. Make more of every single thing that they made. Basically, have babies. That's basically what God's saying. So, more and more will come. And let birds multiply. I already said that. Verse 23, so in the evening and morning were the fifth day. Verse 24, then God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, cattle, and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth, each according to its kind. And it was so. So basically, every the living creature according to cattle. So cattle and stuff. Creeping thing means stuff like lizards and stuff, each according to its kind, and it was so. In other, I bet you in other, whatchamacallit, versions of the Bible, it says, other type of creatures too. It's not just cattle. I mean, how else did all the other stuff get here, like horses and caterpillars and beetles and stuff like that, you know? So, yeah, that is verse 24. And verse 25, and God made the beast of the earth according to his kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Very, very good. Everything was good before the fall. Remember that, guys. Then God said, "Let us make man," humans, "in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and um, all the over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So basically, man was basically the leaders. So they made Adam, verse 27. So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. I'm not sure if they finished it yet. Did I do the entire story? Did they? I'm not sure if it happens, if it tells the rest of the story in Genesis 1. So I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna do it just in case. Image of God created them, male and female. So in His image means God looks like us. Either, I don't know if it's physically or spiritually. I mean, God's a spirit, so I'm assuming spiritually. Well, He has the same type of spirit as us. He wasn't corrupted thanks to sin, and God, I guess we'll see Him, and He looks like us. So the way He looks like our bodies, I guess. Basically, the form of a man. Male and female. Now, I'm not sure if this thing, male and female. So basically, their names were Adam, and the other one, the female, was Eve. Now, Adam and Eve were the first humans on Earth. Now, Adam just God made him from the dust, and then God breathed life into him, and basically put a soul inside of it, in the body, and there was Adam. So then he started walking around. Now, this is before the fall. There was no shame. This is not weird or anything. This is actually what happened. Adam was pretty much naked, no clothes, and because there was no need, there was no shame. The need for clothes was after the fall. I'll get to that next week on my next sermon. But there was no need for clothes back then, and so he basically walked naked in the garden just like all the other animals, you know. I mean, the animals didn't wear any clothes. There was no need, and man was the one that messed up, so they needed clothes because of shame. Pretty much, that's pretty much the story, right? This is what the reason right there, not the story, reason. And then also the way Eve was created is Adam was sleeping, and God took one of the rib bones of Adam and put it over here, and then formed the rest of her body. I don't know why God does it in certain ways, but I mean, we only have human intelligence. We don't have God's intelligence, so we just gotta trust Him, you know. And so basically, humans have 12 ribs. Adam only had 11 ribs after Eve was created. So Eve was Adam's wife. She again was naked because there was no need for clothes. This is just the Bible, people. Okay, I'm not showing any. I'm not doing no inappropriate pictures or anything. So I don't want a whole bunch of hate comments, please. Okay. It's just what happened in the Bible. That's simply what I'm doing. Please don't send me hate comments. Okay? I gotta give the full word. So, yeah. No need for clothes. No shame. That is basically why. No hate comments. I see you writing the hate comments. Stop. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, so they were wedded, and also remember verse 28, then God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. I have given have them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, and every other living thing that moves on the earth. So they basically gave the entire world to them, and also told them to make more humans, have babies, which was Cain and Abel. I'll get to that later, and then Seth later, after the fall. Anyway, let's go to verse 29, shall we? And God said, "See, I have given you every herb that yields seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose fruits yield seed. To you it shall be for food." So, God gave all the animals, including present-day meat eaters, such as lions and, I guess, T-Rexes, because he made dinosaurs, and plesiosaurs, and pterosaurs. Basically, he made them to eat plants. There was no suffering back then, and plants don't have souls, so he basically just got the soulless stuff. I mean, they had to eat something living to get the energy. That's God's logic, so that's basically what God did. Smart! Also gave Adam and Eve everything as well. Also to every, verse 30, also to every beast on the earth, every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, in which there is life, I've given every green herb for food, and it was so. I keep going to the next verse without even meaning to. Wow. Then God saw everything he made, and indeed it was very good. So the evening and the morning were the sixth day. And that is Genesis 1. I've been going for 30 minutes. So that is basically the Bible right there. So if you guys did indeed enjoy this video, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.